Okay, so if you're even thinking about getting new internet, you've probably seen Spectrum's ads. They are everywhere. But what do you actually get for your money? Well, in this explainer, we're going to cut through all that marketing noise and give you a straightforward guide to Spectrum's internet plans for 2026. That way, you can decide if it's the right move for you.
Right? They promise crazy fast speeds and big savings. But what does that really mean for your day-to-day? For your Netflix streaming, your work-from-home Zoom calls, your actual monthly budget? That's the big question we are going to tackle today, and we're going to do it by digging into all the details.
So here's our game plan. First up, we'll quickly look at the tech they're using. Then we'll dive right into the plans, the speeds, the prices, and yeah, the fine print. After that, we'll put Spectrum head-to-head with its competitors, and then we'll wrap it all up by helping you figure out if it's the right fit for your home.
All right, first things first. Before we even get into the numbers and the deals, let's pop the hood and see what's actually powering this thing. What is Spectrum Internet really?
So, you're going to hear Spectrum throw around the term fiber-powered a lot. Here's what that actually means. They use a super-fast fiber optic network for most of the journey, kind of like the main highway. But then, for that last little stretch into your home, it usually connects through a regular coaxial cable. It's a hybrid system, and it's a really common way to deliver high speeds without having to do major construction on every single street. Okay, now for the main event, the plans themselves. This is where we break down what you get, how much it's going to cost you, and who each of these plans is actually designed for.
First up is their starter plan, the Internet Advantage. You're looking at an introductory price of $30 a month for speeds up to 100 megabits per second. Now that's perfect for basic stuff, browsing the web, checking emails, and streaming on a couple of devices. And the biggest perk here, which is true for all their plans, is absolutely no contracts.
Now, if you need a bit more muscle, the next step up is a pretty big one. The Premier plan jumps you all the way to 500 megabits per second for a $50 a month promo price. This is really built for a busier household, where you might have multiple people streaming HD video, making video calls, and maybe some online gaming all at the same time. And, big thing to note here, this plan comes with free installation and activation.
And for the power users, we have the Gig plan. That's 1 gigabit per second, which is a whopping 1,000 megabits per second. For $70 a month to start, this is for those homes that have tons of connected devices, people streaming in 4K, and serious online gamers. A key difference here is that their advanced Wi-Fi is included, so you're not paying that extra monthly fee.
Okay, so the headline prices and speeds seem pretty clear, right? But with any service like this, you know the devil is in the details. So let's talk about the perks, the potential fees, and that all-important fine print.
Now, the biggest perk, hands down, is no annual contract. That gives you the freedom to just leave whenever you want. But you got to watch out for some potential fees. That advanced Wi-Fi router, it's an extra $10 a month on the 2 cheaper plans. And if you go for that basic 100 Mbps plan, you'll also have an extra charge for installation.
And here it is. This might be the single most important piece of fine print to know. Every single price we've talked about is a promotional rate for the first year only. After those first 12 months, your bill is going to go up to whatever their standard rate is. So, do yourself a favor, ask what that rate is before you sign up so you don't get sticker shock on month 13.
So, how does Spectrum really hold up when you put it next to the competition? Let's take a look. And we're going to focus on one area where they really try to shine, their bundle deals for internet and mobile. Okay, and this chart right here really shows Spectrum's whole strategy. When you bundle their 1 gig internet plan with 2 lines of their unlimited mobile data, the total cost comes out to $100 a month. Now just look at the competition. That is nearly half the price of what you'd pay for a similar bundle from AT&T, Verizon, or T-Mobile. Those bundle savings are a massive part of their sales pitch. Spectrum also doesn't pull any punches when it comes to competitors like T-Mobile and Verizon, especially with their 5G home internet. They basically argue that it's just cell phone internet for your house, and they claim it can be less reliable, slowing down when everyone's online and getting messed up by things like bad weather or even just buildings. This is their core argument for why a wired connection is better.
All right, we've looked at the tech, we've gone through the plans, we've uncovered the fees, and we've sized up the competition. So it's time for the final question. When you put all this together, is Spectrum the right internet provider for you?
So how do you pick the right plan? Honestly, it just comes down to how many devices you have running at the same time. If you have a smaller household, let's say 7 or fewer devices, that 100 Mbps plan is probably all you need. For a medium-sized home, the 500 Mbps plan gives you way more breathing room. And for large households with 14+ devices, or if you've got serious gamers and 4K streamers, the 1 gig plan is definitely the way to go.
Okay, let's do a super quick recap of the most important takeaways. Spectrum has 3 main speed options. The big win is that none of them have contracts. But, and this is a big but, remember, those low prices are only for the first year. They give you a modem for free, but you might have to pay extra for Wi-Fi and installation. And finally, their biggest ace in the hole seems to be the massive savings you can get when you bundle your internet and mobile service together.
So it really all boils down to this one question for you. When you weigh the incredible freedom of having no contracts against the fact that the low price only lasts a year, and you factor in those really aggressive bundle deals, is this the right connection for your home? The answer is going to be different for everyone, but hopefully, you now have all the key info you need to make that call for yourself.